There's something most people don't realize until it's too late. The strength in your legs isn't just about moving from one place to another. It's the key to holding on to your independence. But what if one day you wake up and it's not the same? Imagine getting out of bed, ready to start your day. But today your legs feel heavier than usual. They're trembling slightly as you step down, as if they're carrying more weight than they should. You reach for the railing, your heart pounding, not from exertion, but from the unsettling realization that your legs are losing the power they once had. Every 11 seconds, an older adult ends up in the hospital because of a fall caused by weak legs. And behind every fall is more than just a bruise. It's the fear of losing control, the frustration of feeling fragile, and the haunting thought of never getting back up the way you used to. I'm Dr. William. I've spent over 30 years working with older adults across America, helping them reclaim their strength, confidence, and vitality. And today, I'm going to share with you 4 simple foods that can make all the difference. Foods that are likely already in your kitchen, foods that can restore your leg strength, soothe your joints, and keep you standing tall. Before we get started, I want to hear from you. What's one food you believe helps keep your muscles strong? Drop it in the comments below. Your insight might just inspire someone else. Now let's dive in. The first food may seem small, but its impact on your legs could be life-changing. Stay with me. Food 1, chickpeas. There's a simple, unassuming food that most people overlook. It's not flashy, it's not exotic, and it's probably sitting quietly in your pantry right now. But don't let its humble appearance fool you, because this little legume holds a powerful secret. Chickpeas. These small, round beans, also known as garbanzo beans, may seem like nothing special at first glance. They're the kind of food that often sits unnoticed in the back of the pantry, gathering dust. But here's the truth. Chickpeas are one of nature's most potent weapons against muscle loss, especially in your legs. Packed with plant-based protein, they're like a natural support system for your muscles, keeping them strong, steady, and ready to move. And as we age, that becomes more important than ever. Because after the age of 50, our muscles start to quietly erode. It's a process called sarcopenia, and it doesn't just make climbing stairs harder. It can turn a simple walk to the mailbox into a battle against shaky knees and aching legs. But chickpeas can change that. Incorporating chickpeas into your diet regularly can slow down this muscle loss, making your legs stronger, more resilient, and less prone to giving out on you. But that's not all. Chickpeas are also packed with magnesium, iron, and vitamin B6, 3 critical nutrients that work together like a team of bodyguards for your muscles. Magnesium keeps cramps and stiffness at bay. Vitamin B6 ensures your nerves are sending the right signals to your muscles, and iron delivers oxygen to keep them energized and ready to move. When these nutrients join forces, they help reduce that heavy, sluggish leg feeling that so many older adults experience, turning each step into a more confident stride. And if you're wondering whether this is just another health trend, think again. A 2019 study from the University of Mercia revealed something fascinating. Older adults who ate chickpeas 3 times a week experienced 22% less muscle loss than those who didn't. That's not just a number, it's a practical, achievable way to stay on your feet, independent and strong. And it's not just science, it's real life. Like Jose, a 74-year-old man from Seville. After a fall on the stairs, he wasn't looking for pain meds. What he wanted was his legs back, strong, steady, and capable. So we made one simple change. We added chickpeas to his diet 3 times a week. He started tossing them into hearty stews, mixing them into fresh salads, and blending them into warming soups. Just 5 weeks later, Jose was walking through his neighborhood with a steady, confident stride. No more shaky knees, no more clinging to the handrail. It wasn't a miracle, it was simply the power of food. Now here's how you can do the same. Start with half a cup, about 125 grams, of cooked chickpeas per serving. Try adding them to your diet 3 times a week and see how your legs respond. You can roast them with a drizzle of olive oil, lemon, and rosemary for a crunchy Mediterranean-style snack. Or toss them into a salad with cucumbers, red onion, and fresh parsley for a refreshing lunch. And if you're craving something warm and comforting, Simmer them into a cozy soup with turmeric, black pepper, carrots, and celery. It's not just a meal, it's muscle support in every bite. But before you dive in, here's a tip for those using dried chickpeas. Soak them overnight with a pinch of baking soda. This little trick breaks down phytic acid, making iron easier to absorb and the beans easier to digest. This is especially important for older adults who might struggle with bloating, stomach sensitivity, or dizziness caused by low iron. A small step like this can mean the difference between feeling heavy and sluggish or light and energized. So next time you reach into your pantry, don't overlook the chickpeas, because you're not just adding flavor to your meal, you're building stronger legs, better balance, and a future where every step feels more secure. Stay with me, because the next food is even more powerful. Food 2, pumpkin seeds. If chickpeas are the foundation for building stronger leg muscles, then pumpkin seeds are the precision tools that target another silent issue: nighttime leg cramps. Those nagging, painful cramps that strike when you're finally drifting off to sleep, leaving you wide awake and wincing in discomfort. But what if I told you that a small, crunchy seed could hold the key to easing those restless, aching legs? Pumpkin seeds. These little seeds may seem like nothing more than a simple snack, but they're packed with magnesium, a mineral that's essential for keeping muscles calm, relaxed, and cramp-free. Unfortunately, many older adults don't get enough magnesium, even if they eat a relatively balanced diet. And when your body's running low on magnesium, it often shows up as restless legs, muscle twitching, or that deep, aching stiffness that just won't go away. But magnesium isn't the only gift pumpkin seeds offer. They're also rich in zinc, healthy fats, and antioxidants, nutrients that soothe inflammation, protect joint cartilage, and keep your muscles functioning smoothly. Think of them as tiny warriors that protect your legs from the inside out, especially if you're someone who spends hours on your feet or struggles with swollen knees. In fact, a 2020 clinical study conducted by the Complutense University of Madrid revealed some eye-opening results. Older adults over the age of 55 who ate between 30 to 40 grams of pumpkin seeds daily for 6 weeks reported a 31% reduction in nighttime leg cramps. But it wasn't just about the cramps. They also noticed a significant boost in balance and stability. Imagine standing on one foot and feeling completely steady, something that many older adults find nearly impossible without holding onto a wall. And these aren't just numbers on a chart. This is real life. I remember working with Carmen, a 68-year-old woman from Zaragoza. For years, she was plagued by severe calf cramps that jolted her awake every night around 3 a.m., leaving her exhausted and frustrated the next morning. She tried everything: warm compresses, leg massages, even stretching before bed. Nothing worked. So I suggested a small but powerful change: a handful of roasted, unsalted pumpkin seeds every afternoon. Carmen started eating them around 4 p.m. daily. Just a small handful, no big deal. Within 3 weeks, the cramps had eased. By the 6th week, they had almost completely disappeared. For the first time in years, Carmen woke up with her legs feeling light, loose, and ready to move. And the impact didn't stop there. With better sleep came more energy, sharper focus, and a renewed enthusiasm for her daily walks. All thanks to those tiny seeds. Now, how can you do the same? For most people, I recommend 30 grams, roughly 2 tablespoons of unsalted pumpkin seeds daily. It's an easy addition that can make a massive difference. Sprinkle them over warm oatmeal for a nutrient-packed breakfast. Toss them into a salad for a satisfying crunch. Or mix them into your favorite roasted vegetables for an extra layer of flavor and nourishment. You can even eat them on their own, lightly toasted, warm, and incredibly satisfying. But there's a trick that can make them even more effective: timing. Try eating your pumpkin seeds between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. This gives your body a few hours to absorb the magnesium, allowing it to work its magic just before bedtime. That one small change can promote relaxation, reduce muscle tension, and help you get a deeper, more restful sleep. Sometimes the best health solutions come in the simplest packages. Pumpkin seeds may be tiny, but their impact is enormous. They're easy, affordable, and incredibly effective for restoring muscle control, easing cramps, and improving overall leg comfort. And who knows, this small daily habit might just be the relief your legs and your sleep have been waiting for. Food 3, seaweed. We're diving deep now, quite literally, because this next food doesn't come from the fields or orchards. It comes from the ocean, and it may just be the missing piece in the puzzle of stronger bones and more fluid joints. Seaweed. At first glance, seaweed seems almost delicate. It's light, soft, sometimes paper-thin, easy to overlook on a plate, but don't let its gentle appearance deceive you. This ocean plant holds the power to rejuvenate your bones and soothe aching joints, especially if you're someone who's noticed a popping sound when you rise from a chair or a creaking sensation in your knees every time you turn or climb stairs. Those sounds, they're not just signs of getting older. They're your body's way of saying, I need help. Your bones and joints are craving hydration, nourishment, and restoration, and seaweed delivers all three. The most powerful varieties for older adults include wakame, kombu, sea lettuce, and brown algae. These types of seaweed are rich in organic calcium, iodine, and potent anti-inflammatory compounds like fucoidin and laminarin. These aren't your typical nutrients. They play multiple roles: strengthening bone structure, making it more resistant to fractures, soothing stiff, swollen joints, allowing you to move with greater ease, shielding cartilage from further damage, preventing that grinding, bone-on-bone feeling, supporting synovial fluid production, the natural cushioning that allows for smooth, pain-free movement. And it's not just theory. In 2021, the American Journal of Community Nutrition published a study that revealed a stunning finding. Women over 60 who included seaweed in their diet 2 to 3 times a week had up to 16% higher bone density than those who didn't. Now that's not just a number. At this stage of life, a single fall can mean a serious fracture, particularly a hip fracture, which can dramatically impact your ability to stay independent. But it's not just about the statistics. It's about real life. And I remember one of my most inspiring cases. Maria, a vibrant 70-year-old former yoga instructor. She was forced to quit teaching due to a chronic knee injury from arthritis. Medications and exercises helped, but they weren't enough. We decided to take a closer look at her diet, and that's when we introduced seaweed. We started small: warm miso soup with wakame and tofu, crisp seaweed salads with a splash of light vinegar, thin sheets of nori wrapped around rice and lean protein. At first, it seemed like just a minor change, but within just 2 months, something remarkable happened. Maria's inflammation began to ease. The pain subsided, and she started practicing gentle stretches again, something she thought was behind her forever. Today, Maria still includes seaweed in her weekly meals, and she says her joints feel more fluid, her balance has improved, and her energy levels are more consistent. It was nothing short of transformative. And here's the best part. You don't need to make drastic changes to see the same benefits. Adding seaweed to your diet just 2 to 3 times a week can make a noticeable difference. You can add wakame to soups for a warming, mineral-rich broth, or sprinkle seaweed flakes over salads for a burst of flavor and nutrition, or simply wrap nori sheets around cooked vegetables, rice, or lean proteins for a light, nourishing meal. But if you really want to boost the benefits, here's a trick. When making seaweed broth, add a few thin slices of fresh ginger and a drop of sesame oil. This not only enhances the flavor, but also increases calcium absorption and provides a gentle warmth to the digestive system. Especially helpful for older adults who may have sensitive digestion or a slower metabolism. So the next time you see a simple sheet of seaweed, remember, it's not just a garnish, it's a powerful healer. It can replenish your bone density, ease joint stiffness, and restore the fluid, pain-free movement you once took for granted. Think of it as a gentle yet potent guide, leading you back to a place where your steps feel lighter, your movements more fluid, and your days less burdened by pain. And the best part? The next food we're about to discuss is just as powerful. Stay with me. Food 4, avocado. And once your legs stop aching with the sunrise, you'll realize that sometimes the most powerful remedies come in the most unassuming packages. But we're not done yet, because this final food doesn't grow in the ocean or in dense mountain forests. It grows quietly, high up on a tree, bearing one of nature's most intelligent restorative fats, the avocado. This isn't just about nutrition. It's about reclaiming the connection between your brain, your legs, and your sense of stability. Think about it. Have you ever felt a strange numbness in your calves, a tingling in your toes, or a sensation that your legs are moving, but your brain isn't fully registering it? That unsettling feeling of being disconnected from your own body is more than just a passing annoyance. It's a signal that your peripheral nerves are undernourished, and if ignored, it can slowly chip away at your balance, your stability, and your confidence in every step you take. Here's the good news. Avocados are not just a trendy food. They're a neurological ally. With their soft texture and creamy taste, they pack a powerful punch of monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid. This nutrient isn't just any fat. It's the kind that strengthens nerve cell membranes and improves communication between your brain, spinal cord, and lower limbs. And that means feeling more coordinated, more present, and far less likely to stumble or misstep. But avocado doesn't stop there. It's also loaded with potassium, a mineral that balances fluid levels, aids in muscle contraction, and prevents cramps, especially those painful nighttime cramps that can jolt you awake at 2 a.m. And let's not forget vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that shields delicate nerve endings from oxidative stress and age-related damage. In 2021, the American Institute of Nutrition and Geriatrics conducted a fascinating study. They found that older adults, especially those over 65, who included avocado in their morning meals at least 4 times a week, saw a marked improvement in balance, posture, and leg steadiness within just 6 weeks. The results were particularly striking in those who had struggled with that subtle but concerning instability when rising from a chair, climbing stairs, or walking across uneven surfaces. I remember working with Miguel, a 79-year-old retired school teacher. He came to my clinic, eyes filled with worry. His feet had started to go numb, and that numbness made him feel like he was walking on clouds, unable to fully feel the ground beneath him. It wasn't just his feet that were suffering. It was his confidence, his ability to walk through the park with his grandson, and his sense of security in each step. We took a close look at his diet and made one simple change. We replaced his sugary breakfast with something transformative, a slice of whole grain toast topped with mashed avocado, chia seeds, and a squeeze of lemon juice. At first, it seemed too simple to matter. But after just 4 weeks, Miguel returned with a smile that lit up the room. He said something I'll never forget. I can feel the ground beneath my feet again, and my grandson's footsteps right beside me. It wasn't magic. It was the consistent, nutrient-rich nourishment that his body had been missing. And you can start the same journey today. Aim to eat avocado 3 to 4 times per week, using about 1/3 to half a fruit each time. The morning is ideal for absorption, but it also makes a fantastic afternoon snack to sustain energy and support nerve health. Here are some simple ways to incorporate avocado into your routine. Spread it on toast with a sprinkle of crushed walnuts and a dash of lemon juice for a breakfast packed with omega-3s and extra vitamin E. Toss diced avocado into a quinoa salad with black beans, corn, and cilantro for a refreshing lunch. Blend it into a smoothie with banana, almond milk, and a pinch of flax seeds for a creamy, brain-boosting snack. Wrap it in nori sheets with cucumber, carrots, and a smear of hummus for a nutrient-packed portable meal. But here's a small but powerful tip. Before you eat your avocado, sprinkle a pinch of chia seeds, flax seeds, or crushed walnuts on top. This tiny addition boosts the flavor and ramps up your intake of omega-3 fatty acids and extra vitamin E, both of which are powerful protectors for nerve pathways, muscle control, and joint health. Don't underestimate this fruit's quiet strength. Avocado may be soft to the touch, but inside, it's an internal shield, stabilizing nerve function, supporting muscle control, and helping every step you take feel more grounded, purposeful, and connected. Because at the end of the day, it's not just food, it's a subtle yet powerful reset for your lower body, a simple way to bring clarity back to your steps, confidence back to your movements, and a sense of groundedness back to your life. And that's not all. Stay with me, because the next part will bring everything together in a way that will change how you look at every step you take. 5. Foods to avoid. the silent muscle and joint destroyers. We've talked about the foods that can rebuild your strength, restore your balance, and keep you moving with confidence. But there's another side to this story, because while some foods can strengthen your legs and protect your joints, others can quietly rob you of your mobility and power, inch by inch, meal by meal. Imagine this. You've been trying to do all the right things, eating chickpeas, pumpkin seeds, seaweed, and avocado. But every morning you wake up with stiff, aching legs. Your knees feel heavy, your ankles are sore, and your muscles feel like they've been weighed down overnight. The truth is, there are certain foods that can accelerate muscle loss, trigger joint inflammation, and make every step feel heavier than the last. And it's not just about what you're eating, it's about what you should stop eating, starting now. Here are the 3 worst offenders for your muscles and joints. Foods that are quietly tearing down your strength from the inside out. 1. Processed sugars, the silent inflammation trigger. Sugary snacks, pastries, soda, and even those so-called healthy breakfast cereals. They might taste sweet, but they're doing bitter damage to your muscles and joints. When you consume excess sugar, it spikes your insulin levels, creating a surge of inflammation throughout your body. This inflammation doesn't just settle in your gut or your waistline. It targets your muscles, making them feel sore, stiff, and heavy. Over time, that chronic inflammation can accelerate muscle loss, break down joint cartilage, and worsen conditions like arthritis. And for older adults, this means that the more sugar you consume, the more likely you are to wake up feeling stiff and sore, even after a full night's sleep. What to do instead? Swap out those sugary desserts for something that's still sweet, but won't inflame your muscles. Try a bowl of fresh berries sprinkled with chia seeds, or a few slices of ripe mango with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Not only will you satisfy your sweet tooth, but you'll also reduce inflammation and protect your muscle fibers. 2. Trans fats, the blood flow blocker. Think about your last visit to a fast food restaurant, the crispy fried chicken, the golden brown fries, the pastries that melt in your mouth. Delicious, right? But here's what you didn't know. They're loaded with trans fats, the kind of fat that clogs your arteries, reducing blood flow to your muscles and joints. Without adequate blood flow, your muscles struggle to get the oxygen and nutrients they need, leaving them weak, tired, and prone to cramping. And it doesn't end there. Trans fats also increase inflammation, making it harder for your joints to recover after a day of walking, standing, or climbing stairs. What to do instead? Replace those greasy, fried foods with heart-healthy fats that actually boost blood flow and reduce inflammation. Think extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and raw nuts. For a powerful anti-inflammatory snack, try a handful of almonds drizzled with olive oil and sea salt, or spread some creamy almond butter on a slice of whole grain toast. Not only will you fuel your muscles, but you'll also protect your joints from further wear and tear. 3. Excessive salt, the cramp causer. Salt is essential for maintaining fluid balance and nerve function. But when you overdo it, salt can become a silent saboteur, causing your muscles to retain water, swell up, and feel heavy. Too much salt can also raise your blood pressure, reducing blood flow to your legs and making them feel stiff and unresponsive. And here's something most people don't know. Excessive salt can trigger muscle cramps, especially during the night, waking you up with that sharp, stabbing pain that leaves your calves in knots. What to do instead? Cut back on salty snacks like chips, canned soups, and processed meats. Instead, season your meals with natural herbs and spices that add flavor without the sodium. Try fresh rosemary, thyme, and black pepper to add depth to your roasted vegetables, or a sprinkle of turmeric and paprika for a warm, comforting kick that's packed with anti-inflammatory power. You've seen how just 4 simple foods can do more than just fill your plate. They can rebuild your strength, stabilize your balance, and reignite your sense of independence. But don't wait until the aches and pains make every step a struggle. Start today. Start with something as small as a handful of pumpkin seeds, a spoonful of chickpeas, or a creamy slice of avocado. Each bite is a step towards stronger legs, steadier movements, and a life where you can walk tall without hesitation. If today's video gave you a new perspective on how food can transform your health, give it a like. It lets us know you're on this journey with us. And don't keep this to yourself. Share it with someone who might need that extra push to stay strong and active. And before you go, ask yourself, which of these foods are you going to try first? Drop your answer in the comments below. Your experience could inspire someone else to take that first step. And don't forget, if you're looking to protect your joints and reduce inflammation, check out our next video. Seniors, avoid eating eggs with these 6 foods. They can cause inflammation and leg pain. You won't believe how some common breakfast combinations could be holding you back. Click it now to learn more. Your legs and your health will thank you. Stay with us. Every step forward is a step toward a stronger, healthier life. We're just getting started.